I nearly filed bankruptcy 3 times. I stayed in the game and I kept trying and not being fearful of making mistakes. And it all worked out in the end. Welcome to Gym Owner Freedom. I am Scott Carpenter and I am a former broke, struggling, frustrated, and overworked gym owner that felt stuck no matter what I did to try and improve the business. Once I realized that the answer wasn't what I thought it was, just getting more clients, and after really doing the math on acquisition and churn rates, I realized I wasn't even playing a winnable game to begin with. With my current price structure, mathematically, there was no way I could afford to pay my staff so I could scale up and out of the business, that I can have the time, the money, the impact, and the freedom that I always knew I was capable of. Once I learned how to add value by selling transformational programs to people who needed more than just workouts, everything changed in my life. Today, I own 6 gyms that all run without me, and I am free to pursue my passion projects and work just because I love to, not because I have to. And if that's a goal that we mutually share together, then this is the show for you. I'm going to teach you the framework to make way more money with less clients and open up a world of possibilities to you. Subscribe, leave a review, and tune in every week. It'll change your life. I promise you that. All right, everybody. Based on the intro there, you can tell a few things have changed on this podcast, and we have kind of rebranded a little bit. And I want to explain a little bit about what's going on, what we're going to be doing, and how we're going to deliver a better podcast to you and a better show. So Will Schiller and Dave Best and myself recently all got together. We flew Will in from Canada to do a lot of work on how we can better serve gym owners. And we locked ourselves in a room and we really got clear on all the people that we've worked with in our journey over the past decade. And as a gym owner, almost 11 years and 14, 15 years in the industry. And we kind of got together and zoomed out and started square one. And who are the most successful gym owners that we love working with and that we love teaching? And really, what are those pain points and how can we solve them best? And man, we did so much work, and it was just amazing. It was very enlightening because why we do what we do is very, very important. Depending on how many episodes you've listened to, you may or may know not a little bit about my story. And it used to be really bad. My first few years as a gym owner were pretty horrible. And I have been through so much. I've gotten sued or threatened to be sued multiple times. My very first week in business, I got blackmailed by an independent personal trainer paying rent to the location that I had to boot out. And I got blackmailed in my first week. I had to show up and call the cops on them. It was just nuts. That is how things started out for me. I have had somebody that's stolen $24,000, threatened to sue me, who slept with female trainers and blew up a location. And you name it, I have been through it. Any mistake that you've made, anything, you name it, I've been through it. I've invented new ways to screw up. And I've been very scared for a very long time, and that going to bed with that anxiety, right? Of, man, I just feel like I'm stuck in this grind. I wish I would have never become a gym owner. You name it, I've been through it. And I've gotten very, very lucky to have met Dave and Will and people who are either partners or my GMs now, whether it's Clayton or Ron. Like, if it weren't for Ron and Dave, I wouldn't be talking to you. I'd be out of business. I nearly filed bankruptcy 3 times and nearly got out of the gym business. So I stayed in the game. I was a little bit too stubborn to quit. And I stayed in long enough and I kept trying long enough and not being fearful of making mistakes, even though I made tons of them. I kept moving forward and I stayed in the game long enough to get lucky. I got lucky with what I had learned. I got lucky with the employees and future partners that I had met. And it all worked out in the end. And even when COVID hit, things were going well for quite a while, but when COVID hit, it was scary. And that was one of the big catalysts to making the big changes that we've done. with what we learned in the tens of thousands of dollars we spent trying to switch to online, that led us to a wealth of knowledge and creating a very unique system that we implemented in our gyms to catapult them to an entirely new level of success. And now I've got 6 different gyms that are stable, that everybody working in them is making more money, working the same or fewer hours. I have way more stability. I can sleep at night. I know if something really bad happens, it's okay. I can recover quickly. And that is an amazing feeling of being able to sleep well and being able to scale up and out of your gym. Should you want to do that to pursue other passion projects that you have, whether it's online coaching business or real estate investing or whatever it happens to be for you, another location maybe. But at the end of the day, like, I've been functionally retired where I really wasn't doing much and I hated it. It's everybody thinks the dream is to get your business to the point where it no longer needs you so you can step out and you don't have to do anything. And that's great for a while, but I was very bored and I was very uninspired. And at the end of the day, I love working. I love providing value to other people. I love helping other people. That's why I got into this business in the first place as a gym owner. And that's why I'm now helping people just like me from a few years ago, because it is the most inspiring, passionate work that I've ever done. So at the end of the day, we all think, working from home or working 5 hours a week or less is the goal and that retirement. It's not, but it won't lead to happiness. I can promise you that. But I can tell you this, that working because you want to, not because you have to, is so much more fun and so much more rewarding. That's really the goal. And having the freedom to pursue the projects that you want to pursue and put the effort in because they light a fire under you, that is priceless. And so it's not just the money, but it's the time to be able to enjoy it. It's the freedom to work on the projects that you want to, that give you joy. That's really the goal. And bottom line is, I'm getting long-winded, but when Dave and myself and Will were in this room and we were kind of taking a look at over everything, and it's like, who do we like working with? Who do we want to work with? And what problems do they have? Right. And what things do we still need to develop to solve them if we don't have them? And how can we make it easier so everybody can implement this stuff a lot faster? And we got so much work done. And at the end of the day, the reason we 3 were in that room is because we share certain values, right? We genuinely want to help people. We are not bullshit artists like you see a lot of gurus out there. We walk the walk, we talk the talk, right? And we genuinely want to help people. We genuinely want to use honest tactics. We hate bullshit marketing. We hate bait and switch stuff. I refuse to completely do it. And if you justify it to yourself and you don't have a problem with it, I can see that. It's just not for me. So I'm not trying to cast judgment on it, but we're all there because we share the same value in community success. And at the end of the day, when we were talking, it just hit us. It's like, how do we quickly summarize what we do? Right? It's very difficult. But at the end of the day, that's not as important as our mission. And we established that our mission is to help gym owners achieve freedom. That's what it is. And the cool thing about this is freedom is different for everybody. For some, freedom is working 30 hours a week and making $100,000. For some, it's working 5 hours a week and making $200,000. For some, it's totally different. Some people want to continue to work in their business 40 hours a week. They love it. But at the end of the day, you've got to create your business to support your life. So you have abundance with your time, your energy, everything, and you can show up in the best areas of your life how you want to. So we want you to achieve freedom. And a lot of times, I know for sure with me, I felt like I was stuck in my business. And if I had an out to get a steady paying job at that time, at certain times, and I can get out from under my business, I would have taken it back then. And at the end of the day, I would have hated my life because I hate 9 to 5s. And I hate doing unimportant things, which I feel like is a lot of jobs. I love what I do, but I also want to keep growing in it. And even if you're doing all right, sometimes you just feel stuck and you have a desire to grow. and you have a desire to get better and you try different things, but you just can't get traction. And so that's what we do. We help you achieve freedom. And a lot of times doing what you've been doing for the past several years isn't going to be what's going to get you to that next level. Got you where you are now. Okay. And this is what I did year after year. I tried to get a little bit better on acquisition. I tried to get a little bit better on retention. And I was just stuck, completely stuck. And at the end of the day, most of us are running the same business model and everybody's teaching the same things out there. What is that? Well, it's pretty simple. It's running a lower price, high volume game. That's what everybody does out there. That's what 98% of people do in the space. They have something that's low to moderate price, and the only way to grow is to drive in high volume. And with high volume, you need way more members, okay? You need way more staff. Therefore, you have way more problems. You need more space, which is more equipment, more admin, more expenses, more ad costs to keep acquiring those people. You have higher churn. You have higher complaints. That can lead to burnout. Okay. What we teach you how to do is different. Everything out there, watch your Facebook feed and watch your DMs. How many people out there are promising to just blow your leads up and acquire? Well, guess what? Mathematically, that doesn't freaking work. And I'll get to that in a second. But what we figured out how to do is, like, you don't need more clients. You don't need more members. Some of you need a teeny bit more, but you need to be able to raise your prices. Let me step back a second. You need to be able to increase the value that you bring to your members so that you can increase the price. And when you're able to do that, you need half the volume other people do. Half. I'm not even joking, or less. My business model is probably about a third of anybody else, but I'm higher profit. Okay. And in many cases, higher revenue, and a lot of cases, higher revenue. But the bottom line is if I figure out a way to raise my average costs and need a third to a half as many people, I need fewer members, which is way easier to get. I need fewer staff. I have fewer problems. I need a smaller space with less equipment and upkeep, less utilities, less rent, lower admin, lower expenses, lower ad costs, lower churn, because the more people you work with, the more people you're going to lose every single month. Okay. And way fewer complaints. I am just really training these people coming in to be my dream clients, charging them appropriately. And they love to pay me that every single month and keep coming. And to me, that gives me time, money, impact, and freedom. And that is amazing. And no matter what your business model is, I don't care if it's group, semi, PT, overlapping, whatever, you can do that too. Okay. But the math of it, guys, is you're going to reach an equilibrium where you have a churn rate, the percentage of people that leave every month, right? And you're going to have an acquisition rate. And the problem is high volume taps you the hell out way early in the game. There's a reason you've been struggling to increase your membership base year after year after year after year after year. Okay. And let's use some easy math. Let's say you got 100 members. Okay. 100 members, and you have churn of 8% a month. Now yours could be 5, which is really good. The industry average is higher. It's 10, 11. Okay. But let's say you got 100 members, you lose 8 a month. Okay. On average, that means you got to sign up 8 new clients just to prevent backsliding and having negative growth. Okay. Now, if you got 150 members, now you need to sign up 12 every month to maintain that. Okay. And this is where we get into trouble. Like 12 new members, I don't sign that up, maybe 1 month out of the year, but we just don't do that. It's hard. Acquisition is hard. Getting leads, nurturing leads. It's hard. Okay. Keeping members, retention is hard. And the more members you have, the less attention everybody gets. Okay. Now, if you got 200 members at 8% churn, you need 16 a month just to maintain that. Holy shit. That's tough. This is why the math works against you. And you're going to reach this equilibrium point where acquisition rate is going to equal your churn rate. And for you, that could be at 80 members or 100 or 120 or 150. Or if you're in a really amazing freaking location, a unicorn location, could be 200. And damn, good for you. But for most people out there, that's not enough. And if you look at it mathematically, you are stuck. There's not enough money. Like when you do the advanced math on that and you look at it, you're not gonna get more members enough to get out of that, because you're gaining 5 and losing 3. You're gaining 7 and losing 5, right? And then you have that bad month where you lose 12, and it's just, you're stuck. You're on that hamster wheel, right? And if your average price is too low, you cannot win. Mathematically, you're screwed. The math doesn't add up. So this is the big epiphany that I had. It's all about price. Price makes everything easier and everything scalable. And the way that you raise your price, not just like, okay, our group training, we're going to raise it up with this, right? That's not it. You bring more value to the table by offering transformational programs to people who need more than just workouts. You can increase your value. You can increase your price. So this transformational program to help them change all the other 165 hours in the week that they're not in your gym, not just the 3 that they are, you increase the value that you bring to your clients. You can justify a higher price, and they will be happy to pay that. So really, guys, this is what got me from nearly going bankrupt 3 times over to having the same recurring problems with retaining staff, finding good team members, being able to keep them. This is what bought me my time back to enjoy with my family, to not have the constant stress on my shoulders month after month, to going through the fact that I've got 6 gyms. I don't work in any of them. At this point, I don't even know nearly half of my employees, and that's totally okay. And I'm free from working in them, and I'm pursuing my passion, which is this show and helping other gym owners achieve these same results. So freedom. I have freedom now in my life because of this, right? That's my goal, to help you get across this line. That's what this show is about. So I share my P&Ls, right? I recently made a video where I shared one of my gym's P&Ls, how it breaks down. The profit margins are damn near 50%, right? The net margins on it, which is an incredible. That's only achievable through something like this. And so let me just simplify the living heck out of this. What if, say you got 100 members, okay? Nice round math. What if every member was worth double their current price? Let's say averaging what the low end and the high end and the middle, say averaging all of them mixed match together. Maybe you got some PT or nutrition coaching. Let's say you got 100 members, and on average, the average client value is $200 a month. Well, that's $20,000 a month in recurring revenue, right? Okay. What if here's the hard part. Okay. To go from 20K to 40K in revenue, you got to go from 100 members to 200 members. Because the math works against you, that's massively difficult. Okay. So going from 100 to 200 members, that's the hard way to go from 20K a month to 40K a month. You want to know what the easy way is? The easy way is to have the same 100 members a month, but the average rate that they're paying is $400 a month. And you're like, oh, that's crazy. No, it's not crazy. We do this everywhere. Okay. Not just in our gyms, but in Ruston, Louisiana, in Gulfport, Mississippi, in Croatia, and the Czech Republic. This works everywhere. It doesn't mean everyone is paying $400 a month. You still have some group-only people paying $200 a month. That's fine. Okay. But it works because there's 3-tier offers that you need to do. And there's transformational offers, and there's what you already currently do, which is just like your workouts only. So the 3 offers that you need is number 1, it's like a high ticket mentorship option. Okay. That can be about $1,444 a month. I know that seems absurdly high for some of you. We do it all day, every day. It is not that difficult. You just need to learn how. Okay. So number 1 is your high ticket mentorship offer. Number 2 is your mid-ticket accountability offer. This is like where you do a little bit of nutrition coaching setup and then check-ins. Okay. Accountability. So we call this the Tom Brady offer, because even if you're not great at really selling high ticket mentorships, Tom Brady started his career as a backup quarterback. And how many Super Bowls has that guy won? It's insane. So even if you're not great at selling the really high price stuff, your mid-ticket Tom Brady offer can win you championships. Okay. That can be like an average of $433 a month. Okay. Give or take. There's different ways to set this up. And then you've got your low ticket stuff, your workouts only stuff that you're already doing. So that's $200 a month. Could be less for you, could be more, but If you average all those, you sign up 8 people a month, you get 2 high ticket, you get 4 mid ticket, you get 2 people who just want to move and sweat and want nothing else. Cool. If you sign it up the old way, where you just have your group stuff and you're charging $200 a month, you'll bring in $1,600 a month less what you lost. If you lost 8 people, you're breaking even. Okay. In the bad months where you lose 12, well, you're going negative, right? Now, if you did it with the high ticket, mid ticket, and the low ticket, okay, instead of $1,600 a month in the old way, you would look at over $5,000 a month you add to EFT. $5,000 a month. EFT with 8 people. That's the difference. That's why I'm saying I need like a third of the amount of people. And that's easy to do because organic leads are there. In some locations, I don't even do paid leads. Sometimes you do. But as you lose some of these older clients, it's naturally going to happen with churn. You'll replace them with high ticket and mid ticket in addition to what you're currently doing. And you'll get that moving up fast. We had Robert Schwartz do that. His went from 100 and I don't know, it was like $40 average client value per month or ARM, whichever you use. And he's like 450-ish, 440, 450 now. It's wild. And he did that in such a short period of time. He also went from 21.2K in September of 2022 to when he launched it in October, he went to 59.7K cash collected in 1 month. It's absurd. Okay. And so this show is all about how to help you achieve freedom. A big part of that is by adding in transformational programs, right? And we're going to teach you how to build them into your business. We're going to teach you how to sell them without being sleazy, without bait and switch things, okay? We're also going to teach you how to fulfill and renew them. And you renew some of these high and mid tickets for 6 to 12 months at a time. Man, a lot of your problems get solved very quickly. You can afford to have staff and scale yourself out of roles, right? You can work less in the business. You can hire somebody to do your ads and to clean the floors and all that kind of stuff that we struggle with now. And you can make an amazing living. You can easily make multiple 6 figures out of one location. Absolutely, you can do it. Okay. Other things, when it comes to scaling your business, this is where we're going to help you also solve a lot of your extra problems. So lead nurture, booking consultations, all that stuff is a major pain point. Okay. There are 2 different ways that you really want to tackle. You have to do organic. Okay. The right strategy in organic works. It's never going to be super high volume, but those people are going to be so much warmer. Okay. So you really need to focus on that. And that's really important because if Zuckerberg changed one algorithm, you could completely shut off your source of leads. And you don't want to be that vulnerable. But the bottom line is with the right, simple organic strategy, you can bring an extra $9,000 in new business. Bring in 3 people at a very high ticket one because that's who it's going to attract. And then there's also the paid side. The paid side is a beast. A lot of us aren't able to get an ROI on that. Okay. So we're going to be talking on this show about solutions that here's how you do it. And here's how it is. Here's where you need to go for if you want it done for you. And that is really important. Also, these comp plans, like we have a very unique system we developed instead of one-on-one PT called overlapping PT, which is amazing. Now, if you don't offer any type of PT, it's okay. You don't need to. You can be group only, but you can build amazing comp plans with this stuff and really pay people so that you can scale out of the business and just work in the roles or the extra projects that you want to do. So there's so much that we do, but the main thing is, can you scale yourself out of the business if you choose to? That's how a business has to run, but that's not how we do it. It's really relying on us. So we're going to help you get to that level where you can afford to make that decision on your own. And so, yeah, in this show, we're going to take you through all the stuff that we do. And it's a lot. And the main thing, though, is we really realized we found out our why. It's not so you can make extra money. Well, that's good, too. Nothing wrong with money. I love it. OK, there's a lot of benefits to it, but it's not just the money. OK, it's having time. It's having time to enjoy it. It's being able to have an impact and not just count reps or give workouts, helping somebody on a whole nother level. And so is it, man. This is the Gym Owner Freedom Show. And Why we do what we do is very important. We've been through it. We've been to the other side. We've been lucky enough. And really what we do is we are going to help you make more money with less clients. That's it, guys. That is, it's just less of everything, less responsibility, less staff that gets paid more, less overhead, less wear and tear, less on the acquisition side, less on paid ads, less nurturing, everything. Fewer clients, bigger impact, way more freaking money. That's what we're here. So tune into this show. That's the reason we rebranded it. We really want to make sure that you know our mission is to help you achieve freedom. And so we're going to have our weekly main episodes, but I'm also going to interject much smaller 5, 10, 15, 20-minute ones where I'll give you my thoughts or pivotal moments that have changed things, whether it's in the gym, whether it's my mindset, whether it's investments. And I'm going to take you along this journey. Feel free to reach out anytime. And if there's things that you want to see on the show or talk about on the show, or anything you want us to cover, you have a question, absolutely send it to us. You can use my personal email, coachscottcarpenter@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you and get your input on what you'd like to see on the show and how we can help you faster. So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you are ready to start making an extra $10,000 a month or more this month by making more money with less clients and create a consistent flow of high-quality leads, you can learn about what it's like to work with me and how ridiculously affordable it is at coachscottcarpenter.com. And if you got any value out of this episode, please pay it forward and leave a review for this show. It helps other gym owners find the answers to the huge problems that we all share. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.